So, grand rising, wealth rising, knowledge rising. It's raining over here, so I'm pretty sure it's a blessed week already. So very quickly, lately it's been very, 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 filled with a whole lot of hard work, walking up, down, trying to put a whole lot together. Yeah, right from weekend of last week till now, and I've been having this download ever since. Sometimes we tend to want to work so hard, but this morning I came to realize that sometimes it's not by the hard work. Actually, it's more of that divine favor and grace and working smart, because I've seen a whole lot of people work hard. Like all my life, I've seen people, both my parents, both siblings, relatives and all that. They work so hard to the extent that they have nothing to live for anymore, but just their work, just to survive. And then I see people just rise from grass to grace in less than months, in less than, as in, needed months for them to really achieve that particular thing. And when I do my research and when I ask a whole lot of things, it's more like they just saw an opportunity, a risk, and they took it. Are you getting it? So taking risk is a little bit more to look into than working hard. And I'm not saying those that work hard don't make it, but I'm saying in this new age and time, I think working smart is the best. That's what your spirit wants also. That's what your soul wants. You need more of rest and more of using your intuition and discernment to get what you really want, than putting in the work always, and you just see little results. You understand? If you check most of the elites, the rich and the wealthy, you discover they just put things in place, system in place that pay them for life. They don't have to work. So you ask yourself, what is really happening? Why can't I think like that? It's all about the mindset, the mentality, the psychology. They say information is power, but to some extent I tend to figure out a whole lot with that saying. When you say information is power, it relates to what we learned from the university. I'm saying this will be well known with more of our geographers and environmental protectors and managers. You understand? Zimmerman, I think 1984 or so. Zimmerman will tell you resource is a become. Now let me tell you what that is. When you say resource is a become, it means I might have a particular something in my hand and I'm using it. Now that thing I'm using is a resource because it has become something that I use for my everyday life. Are you getting it? It is a resource to me because it serves me in ways that I cannot even say. Are you getting it? But when I'm with something that can help me and I'm not using it, it is not yet a resource. So when you talk of information is power, it depends on how you see it, where you see it from. Two people can have the same information, but it all depends on how they make use of it. Are you getting it? And the level to which their intuition and their discernment can declassify, decipherize that knowledge and that information to turn it into wisdom. You can have knowledge, I can have knowledge, but it will take an alchemist to push that knowledge and turn it into wisdom, to alchemize it into wisdom. They are two different things. You having information, you having knowledge is different from you alchemizing that knowledge to become wisdom, especially in that area of study, in that field of study. Are you getting it? So what we should focus on is more of not just getting knowledge, because we are in the age and the era where knowledge will be passed down to us. Well, don't worry though, it will be passed down. There is no gatekeeping anymore. But the problem now is, how are you using this? Are you getting it? How are you really using this knowledge and alchemizing it to the maximum to fit into your existence? That is why I say two people can have a knowledge, but I'm going to alchemize mine to fit into my environment, my field of study, my discernment. What works for my spirit? What works for my alignment? It won't be the same with what works for your own alignment as well. These are two different things. That's why sometimes you might use my formula and it won't work for you, and you ask yourself, why is it not working? But yet we are using the same knowledge. It is because I have alchemized mine to fit into my blueprint, into my own DNA activation for my very existence. So we are entering into the age where it is not by you having the knowledge, it is how well you can use the knowledge, how discerning you can be to use the knowledge to the maximum. Because it is what you have now, it is the value you have now that will determine how you will become in this new era. That's why Zimmerman will always say resource is a become. Now it is your resource that will become what you want, what you desire. Not even by what you're doing. Like, okay, I'm working hard, I'm working for someone, I'm into business, I'm doing this. No. Inside the business, you have the knowledge of business already. How can you alchemize that knowledge to maximize everything about that business? Your branding, your sales, your advertisements, your marketing, everything how has to work in alignment with how you see things, how you perceive things, how you want things to be. Are you getting? You and somebody might be in the same business, but the way they go about their advertisement, their marketing, their discernment towards that same business will determine the level of profit, will determine the level of customership, will determine what they are trying to achieve in that niche. So, to all those into one or two things, doing one or two things, please try to alchemize and sit down and use the knowledge you have deep within to maximize it to the highest level of frequency, that to bring the most output and outcome for you. Somehow I just had this for days, and I think now is the right time to put it out there. So to all those that are in alignment, take this as it resonates with you. Stay safe and always work smart. Smart rising.